Hi, I'm Dan Whittaker. I'm here today to talk to you about the footwork in the golf swing and how that relates to the release of the golf club. Now, there's obviously different players have different types of releases, and we're hearing a lot about ground force reaction with players these days. So people who are trying to use the floor for energy in the golf swing. So they are pushing into the floor, then using the energy to push away. So the energy that's gone into the floor is then pushing back up through the body, and then having to generate a lot of power through the arms. Now, I'm not here for one moment to say that that doesn't work. It does. But what you'll get is you get a trade-off with that sort of player. They are going to be fairly inconsistent in terms of their accuracy, but they could hit it a long way. Okay? But what you'll tend to see with that player is because they are pushing in, as the energy is pushed back up through the body and they move away from it, they have to extend their arms a little to reach the golf ball. So they'll be a bit more this way, okay? And not everything is moving through together. I like to see a footwork with a player that has the feet rolling, okay, on the way through. Okay, the right foot in particular rolling and the weight going in towards that left heel. But quiet feet gives a quiet release of the golf club. So we get a player who is a lot more kind of flatter footed, a little bit quieter in those feet, will tend to have a matching, much quieter club face. So the right foot will be down for longer. Okay? So you see on the screen with us there is Hogan very much rolled that right foot. Okay? And this is what he did, and that weight went in towards that left heel. We can see how those feet are very, very quiet. As you see it with Manacero, he's a very accurate hitter, and he rolled the feet. Okay? Now you might say, okay, all of a sudden, Manacero's not a long hitter. Well, we look at Tiger in his heyday in year 2000, 2001. He had very quiet feet once again. He used the ground, but was also very quiet with those legs. Now, or quiet with those feet, so then you're maxing out distance and accuracy. You've got a lot of players doing this. So you've also got Gary Woodland. So Gary's very quiet in those feet, but is really rotational, so really gets the golf club to work around with him. Okay, now I don't like to see the explosion away from the ground with the feet. Okay, what I like to see is I like to see that the feet are grounded here in the backswing. The weight loads into the right heel in the backswing here. Okay, but obviously we've transferred weight because the mass is on the front of the spine. The upper body's gone over to the right. On the way through, the mass is shifting, but the feet are quiet. Okay. But what you've got to know is that there is going to be a forwards movement of the body, because from the centre of the pelvis here, or from the hip girdle, that's going to move forwards between 3 and 5 inches, okay, during the golf swing. So that means we're going to be over this left side. I get a lot of people who end up spinning with their weight staying on the right side, so then they have to fire. So they're thinking they're turning, but what they're doing is their weight is staying backwards. So they aren't imparting pressure through the floor, okay? And they aren't then able to max out the accuracy because they're having to extend the arms again because the weight is staying back for too long. Now, if we are making the golf swing where we are pushing through the floor, what will happen is the floor will push back up because this left hip will start to straighten and go upwards through impact. The difference is going to be, though, is that we aren't pushing and then exploding. So we're still getting lots and lots of power, but I think that this is the best way in the ultimate trade-off between how far you can hit it and how accurate you can hit it. This is the perfect way to go because it gives you both, okay? And you want to try and get both in your golf swing. You don't want to be just a player who is hitting it a long way because you're up here, but so inconsistent that you're hitting it out of bounds at times or deep in the woods, but only on a good day are you able to make that movement work. That's not going to work for the average golfer out there. Some of the long hitters, these power hitters in the long drive, will very much be able to get away with this movement because they're trying to max it out. They only need 1 in 6 shots or something like this in a tournament to make it work for them. But if you're playing golf, you need to hit a lot of accurate tee shots, and you need to also make sure that you're getting that maximum out of yourself in terms of distance. Well, one other thing to be aware of is that centered contact makes a massive difference on the distance. So if you're moving up and away, your contact point's going to be compromised. Well, if is compromised, suddenly gear effect's going to come in. That gear effect then off the centeredness strike is going to lose you a lot of power in terms of distance, because you're not going to max out your numbers. So it's making sure that you can hit the center of the face onto the ball every time, so that you aren't losing distance due to gear effect giving you offline impact conditions with the club face, and therefore either more spin rate or more side spin on the golf shot. Those things are not what we want to get. We want to really try and make sure that we can deliver the center into the ball. One other thing to be aware of is that when the footwork is moving through correctly, okay, the right foot will roll up onto its big toe. Okay, so at the end of the follow through, the pelvis is forwards, the head is backwards, and the weight is in that left heel. Okay, so this is the position we're finishing in. You get a lot of players who are jumping up, who then have a big long finish, and even with an iron, finishing round here. Now you see the best players in the world, and they're finishing with their swings here with iron shots. They're very much finishing almost a three-quarter type finish, so they are controlling the accuracy of the iron shots, and they'll be a lot quieter in the feet for that same player that you'd look at. The footwork will relate to what the pivot's doing, and it will all match. So the movement, or the direction of the movement, okay, and where the club is going will completely match. One other thing to be aware of as well is that you want to make sure that if you feel a bit of a spin move, and we were saying before about staying on this right side, you tend to find that your arms will go forwards and then you'll chase after it. What you're wanting to try and feel is that everything, a little half swing move here with my belly button, moving forwards and around. So where my belly button is going from this, has to move forwards and around just to drag the club with me. If I don't go forwards the 3 to 5 inches, but it stays in place, the weight is staying on the back foot, all of the pressure is going through my right calf and my right foot. If it goes forwards the 3 to 5 inches, everything is moving fluently around with me, which will then mean finishing in this posted up finish at the end of the follow through. So we're trying to really see that during this golf swing, we can see that in these moves that the right foot begins to roll on the way through. So go half back, on this little follow through here, see the weight is in my heel, right foot is rolled over, and I've moved around. This is what the best, most consistent players that I see do, okay? But they also don't, one other thing that they're doing, they're not rolling back, they're turning back and pressuring the ground. So use the ground in the best way possible, get some efficiency from it, but make sure that your footwork is matching what you want the club face to do to enhance your delivery and consistency of the club face through the golf ball to give you a more consistent strike, and without a doubt, more accuracy, and hopefully as well on top of that, because you're finding the centre of the club more distance. But you will actually be able to create more power because everything is going to be coming through together as a unit. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Please visit my website, which is www.danwhitakergolf.com. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. You'll see I've got video below, I've got my Facebook and Twitter links. Go on there, I've got some really interesting content. I've got some great videos coming forward. Please get in touch if you'd like to do some online lessons. I do those, and I'm based at Altrincham Driving Range for people who are in the area or passing or want to have in-person lessons. I'd love to help you with your game. Get in touch, and hopefully I can help you. And if not, let's hope the videos have helped you get better with your game. Thanks for watching. I'll speak with you again very soon.